Hi everybody, it's Sam, and we just had Mother's Day, and I spent part of Mother's Day making a special weaving for my mother for a surprise. So this is the first time she's hearing about it. That's my mother, Nancy Thayer, her latest novel, The Summer We Started Over. She and I had talked about how beautiful this cover is, and I wanted to see, could I weave this cover as a wall hanging. Now I wanted to do it in the way that I do all my weaving, which is to say improvisationally. So it's interesting to kind of copy something, but still be improvisational. So part of how I'm improvisational is I just use whatever's there. I just sort of go, oh, the pink and what pink? And I ended up using quilting scraps as well as just a little bit of yarn, but mostly quilting scraps to make this. So I'm going to take you on the journey of how I went from looking at this to how I got to the finished product. Well, first I looked at the book and I decided no words, obviously, no people, and no boardwalk, which left me really deciding to start at the dunes. The first step, it's always interesting to me, weaving is really fascinating to me, so the first thing I decided which loom to use. I'm using my 48-inch rigid heddle loom here because I find it works really well for these small picture-sized pieces that I'm making. So here I'm warping the loom with this beautiful blue thread. There is some deciding there too in terms of which thread to use, and I find darker threads work better. And you've got my little helper there who was participating and getting things wound in. This is sped up to 2 times the amount of time that it takes me. It gives you a little sense of how long it can take. So once you've done this sort of basic thing, you have to then get the little threads inside the holes. They're already in slots, but they also have to be in the holes. So again, sped this up to 2 or 3 times, I think. Oh no, 4 times how fast I usually go. So now I'm taking the double threads and making them single, taking every other one and putting it through a hole. In my mind while I'm working is what I'm going to use. I thought I'd use these party decorations, right? They're the right color. But ultimately, this is what it looked like after I wove. So they're the cotton quilting scraps. And now you can see me starting to cut one. So I've just started the weaving on the bottom with some yarn to make the green and the blue. And I found wonderful yellows and pinks and peaches. One of the things that was wonderful about the book, my mother's book cover, is that it had a very kind of watercolory feel to it. And there you can see I'm taking some yellow yarn to add. So it was fun to play with the sense of watercolor as I was weaving. I am not a painter. I am not a person who does watercolor at all. There I'm matching up, which is the closest to that pink. I have been blessed to be given lots of fabric scraps, which means that I can just kind of go with whatever is around me and put that into the weaving. But anyway, back to the fact that I'm not a painter. Some people who are weavers are also other kinds of artists. I am not. I cannot paint. I cannot draw. So it's not like I go into that with a painterly sense of things, very much more a fabric person. And laying in each strip, I was sort of following the general flow of the book cover. Where is there a little more pink and where is there a little more blue? But I definitely didn't want to or seek to do it exactly. That would kind of defeat the purpose also of spontaneous and intuitive weaving. So you can see progress up to that point. And I think after I did this much, I took a break. And then when I came back to doing it, I forgot to do any more filming, which happens a lot for me because I'm much more of an in-the-moment sort of person than outside the moment watching myself. But here you can see a little bit of the progress made, and then pretty much magically we're going to come to the finished product, but in real life, as you know, it doesn't happen magically. So here it is, and I'm going to share some other images with you that capture it better. One thing I've noticed really about making video and pictures for online is they don't capture the colors accurately. They really, really don't. But you can see a happy Mother's Day, beautiful little wall tapestry capturing that. The lovely colors.